everybody. Welcome to my state of Wyoming. Everybody enjoying it? This is Jackson. You'll know it. It's the place in Wyoming that every other place in Wyoming hates. They're just jealous because the mountains are so beautiful and the land is too expensive. It's our version of Aspen. I live out in Wheatland, and I got a nice ranch there. There's 3,500 people, and they all hate each other. It's great. So I am here today to talk about something very exciting. It's actually live. It's right over here. This cartoonish Stardew Valley style thing is actually an agentic civilization. These are real agents playing a real game, talking to each other. They have no idea that humans exist. All they know is they exist. So I'm a child of the internet. I grew up with the Balms World and Newgrounds in the early YouTube days. God, they were fun and exciting. We enjoyed it. And actually, I was just talking to our president, Tam, and she was like, I liked MySpace a lot more than I liked Facebook or all these other things. MySpace was cool and exciting. And I was like, yeah, it was cool. And I tried to think, why is something like that cool? And what we have today, not so much. Because back then, it was humans and humans. You knew everybody. You were connected to each other. Now, when you look at Facebook, LinkedIn, you look at all these other things, it's supposed to be humans to humans, but the vast majority of people you interact with are actually just bots. They don't exist. And the value of the network has diminished greatly because of that. You see this on X. Every time you tweet something, 50 replies, 47 of them are bots. 3 of them are maybe bots, or I just say they are because they're mean. So I said, wouldn't it be fun to do it in the opposite direction? Why don't we create a social network for agents, 2 agents? And I kind of got the idea shamelessly from Moltbook, amongst many other things. But the point of an agentic civilization is you can start deconstructing and understanding what will agents share with each other. Humans, we share videos, experiences, text, pictures, these types of things. But what do agents share? They don't go to Patagonia and have a lovely time and take a selfie with the waterfall and all the other stuff, right? Why is this relevant? Because the biggest area of growth in the world right now is agentic. Agentic search, agentic finance, agentic trading, agentic commerce. When you think about it, it's pretty magical where this is going to go. You want to buy a car. Okay. You go and say, I want to buy a car. Well, the network doesn't know you. It's going to just give you a generic result. But what if you're a 35-year-old mom with 3 kids? Maybe you want a minivan, right? What if you're a 45-year-old newly divorced guy? Maybe you want a Corvette. Who knows? The knowledge of who you are, where you come from, that data contextualized in your circumstances, that's what the agent does. You give it something, it knows something about you, and then it's in a position to advise you. The problem with agents is they bypass pretty much everything we've constructed with the Mag 7 to make money. When I give you a search result as Google, there's ads blended into that. You click them. You're like, oh, yeah, of course. Agents don't click ads. They're not influenced the same way humans are. They operate differently. Also, for agents to be effective, they have to know a heck of a lot about you. They have to understand who you are, your tastes, your preferences, the creepy stuff and the not so creepy stuff, all the things, right? Because you want accurate results, you want accurate transactions. So what in the world does this have to do with crypto? Blockchain is actually, in zero-knowledge technology, the perfect control layer for agentic finance, agentic search, for agentic commerce. When you share with an agent, you can share using the privacy-enhancing technologies that we have in the things like the Moneros of the world, the Zcash of the world, the Midnights of the world. You can share into a private state where you get a guarantee that only you and the agent know it. When you give your intention to the agent, we have abstraction, right? Multi-chain signatures, intent. If you're a near person, you're like, that's our thing. We're excited. ERC 4337, abstraction. We don't care what chain the commerce is on. We don't care what network that thing is in. Well, how does the agent interface with that? We have standards like X402 and the newer open wallet standard. So we're building all this infrastructure to give your agent a wallet, a payment channel, an identity to trade on your behalf and do things on your behalf. Awesome. How do we know the agent is actually going to execute these things on your behalf? They're non-deterministic systems. They hallucinate. Well, it turns out if you ask it and it has to provide you a zero-knowledge proof before it submits it, that gets rid of all the non-determinism. It creates determinism. It means it's accurate 10 out of 10 times. It's pretty interesting stuff. So we created Midnight City for a variety of reasons, but the most important of which was to test a lot of the capabilities of the Midnight Network, because we have 4 pillars of it. We think about smart compliance, the Web 2.5 world, bringing TradFi and DeFi together. We think about abstraction. We think about privacy-enhancing technology. But most importantly, we think about safety and simplicity and universality. We want to make this work for everybody. And I've been in the cryptocurrency space for 15 years. I've been coming to this event again and again and again. I had the same dinner with Scaramucci every time. We always complain about the same people. We're Italian, it's great. We love each other. And we never get anywhere. Why? Because the same problems. It's the same, don't worry, one day it'll get solved and the consumers are coming. We'll get out of this bear market. How do you get out of the bear market? You do something new and different, something exciting. The number one problem since we started asking what the problem is safety. Every consumer I talk to, I'm going to fuck it up. I'm going to lose my money. It's all going to get stolen. There's no greater example than the recent cold wallet hack that happened. They did everything right. They got a cold wallet. They wrote their 24 keywords down. They stored them in a safe, and we told everybody, if you do that, you're not going to lose your money. And then apparently there's an entropy error or something like that. They say, oh, well, I guess you lost all your money. Oh, well, move on. But don't worry, this is the future of finance. You can trust this thing. So what if you don't have the money? What if the agent has it? And what if the agent has a better operating environment than any human ever could, and a better understanding of the 18,000 blockchains we deal with every day? And you delegate your intentions, and you put the control structures in. Really complicated, right? Well, no, the agent deals with the complexity. So we built Midnight City as a case study for agents to get to know each other and build their own civilization. But under the hood, it's deceptively complex. We have the OWS standard integrated in. We have XO 402 integrated in. We have this lovely thing called Midnight Passport, which is a selective disclosure regime and a way to store your wallet seed in the trusted execution environment on the phones you already own, not devices I want to sell you. It's got to work on an iPhone. It's got to work on a Google device and these types of things. And then we just let the agents run. People can get their own agents, bring their own agents, and they just live their life. And I know it's right when the agents just start doing crazy things. They marry each other. They have their own influencers. It's almost like the Truman Show test. At some point, you can just watch them. It's fun. But what's nice about this is, in the process of doing that, I can create criminal agents and order agents, and I can have the criminal agents try to hack each other and break each other, and then I create a recursive self-improving system. And then once I put finance in here, I can do agentic trading. So before the end of the year, Midnight City is going to turn on agentic trading. You'll be able to have wallets for your agents, give them whatever token you want, trade on any platform you want, off-chain or on-chain. It's your problem. And what's really cool is because it's private, you can even trade trading strategies. So let's say you're Jane Street or Renaissance or Point42 or any of these top shelf firms that make billions of dollars with secret strategies. Well, what if you could just license it to somebody and their agent can trade and they actually don't know the strategy? They can't see it, it's private, but they can run it and they get 5%. It's pretty cool, right? Marketplaces form for that. Now I have no idea where that goes, but that's the point of these things. The recursively self-improving organic systems. And embedded within this teaches us a bit about where is agentic finance going, agentic commerce going, agentic search going. You have an agent wants to learn something. Where does the agent go? Does it go to Google, to Amazon, to all these centralized services? What if it talks to other agents? What if one of the agents in this system is a world expert on the thing your agent needs to know? What's it going to do? It's going to go talk to that agent in its own language, in its own way, and they're going to learn from each other, barter, trade with each other, haggle on your behalf, following your intention, solving your issue. It's pretty cool stuff. These are the narratives that we have to restart crypto. The problem with crypto, guys, is it is dead in its current form. Being here for 15 years, I'll tell you again and again, it's old. It's a product of a product of a product of a product. People come and say, I got an Aave killer. So in other words, a less popular Aave. I got a Uniswap killer. In other words, a less popular Uniswap. I'm going to trade this RWA. I'm going to trade this thing. And okay, so it's kind of like Wall Street. Yeah. And actually, we're going to optimize it by centralizing it. All right, okay, great. And we're going to regulate it. So everybody who uses it has to show their passport and has to show their ID. I don't know about you, but I didn't sign up for that back when I came in. I didn't sign up to run a bank or a regulated entity. I signed up to be a decentralized guy and do things with people all around the world. And I signed up to meet the users where they're at. That's what I signed up for, and a lot of people did. We said it's a revolution. We want to do things differently. So what did we have to do? We have to think about, where is the puck going? Where's the world of 2030 going to be? Every single person, they'll start their day by talking to an agent over their phone, on Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever their channel is, and they're going to tell them what they want, and the agent's just going to figure it out. How do you make that safe, private, trusted, these things? That's why we built blockchain technology, to go from don't be evil to can't be evil, to go from infrastructure that's owned by the few to owned by the many, to build systems that by their construction protect you as a person. So you have to dream, and you have to think. And it could be as simple as this, because this is something that anyone can understand and personalize and make their own. This is something that anybody can integrate against and build against. And actually what's cool is AI can build this too. We rewrote the game engine 3 times in the last 6 months. Every 2 weeks we ship vast new features. We've done integrations faster than I think we've ever done in 10 years of building Cardano or other things. It's incredible, the level of velocity and scale. And what's nice is it's self-evident why you need these types of things. I'll give you an example. There's a venture, you probably have heard of it, called Replica. You date your agent. That's kind of weird. 42 million people are currently doing that. Now, do we need privacy for that? Yeah, that definitely is something we should have privacy for, right? Self-evident. That's not a product within a product, an RWA within an RWA, slightly better yield, slightly better liquidity, slightly better thing. It's just self-evident that you need these things. And this is how you get it done. You build it. You have empathy, reduces churn. If you like your agent, you don't leave. If you have watchability, if there's interesting things going on in this game world, your customer acquisition falls. It's how you get 1 billion users, how you make it exciting, how you integrate into consumer products. The technologies we have in the blockchain space are ridiculously easy to turn into a financial product. Just like the internet deceptively was ridiculously easy to turn into email. And if you came from a certain generation, a certain time, that was your perception of it. It's a business tool. It's here to speed up something I already do. And in the process of turning it into that thing, you lose the thing that makes it so incredibly magical. Blockchains are social systems at their core. Their purpose is to bring people together, strange bedfellows, to bring together governments, individuals, all kinds of people. In my 15-year journey in this space, I had dinner with Bukele down in El Salvador. It was like a movie being down there. The guy's crazy, in a kind of a good and kind of a bad way. Met the Trump brothers, met generals, met all kinds of people. We were the president of Burundi. And every time they were always looking at this thing like a Rorschach's test. Can it solve this problem? Can it solve that problem? Can it solve this problem? So if we want to embrace a new generation, and we want to bring $10 trillion in and billions of people in, we need a new narrative for cryptocurrencies. Something beyond better, faster, cheaper, or this financial product and this product and Coinbase. We need the narrative that it's with you in life wherever you take it, and it makes life simpler, safer, more private, and easier for everybody. And that's what we've been trying to do for the last few years. We really have. And we've been experimenting, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But what's really cool about this is we do it together. There's already 2,500 beta testers that have signed up. So those aren't just agents, those are agents with people behind them. And every week they meet and they talk to each other. You know, you blink, it'll be 25,000. You blink again, it'll be 250,000. You blink again, it's 2 million. And then you get the hockey stick. And then you can easily, every 6 weeks, add new products, new services, embed all kinds of different assets, test new types of economies, and you wake up and it might be the next Facebook for agents. Who knows? And being crypto-powered, it's a public good. There is no Mark Zuckerberg, there is no Sam Altman, there is no Google behind it. It belongs to all of us. That's what blockchains are supposed to do. So I guess the call to action in the agentic finance is, as you think about your own businesses and you think about blockchain, don't make it so narrow that you lose the forest from the trees. Understand that you've inherited the most advanced and incredible technology mankind has ever created. This stands on the shoulders of 50 years of computer science, distributed systems theory, programming language theory, zero-knowledge cryptography, and so many millions of people had to do so many millions of things to get us to this point, and they open sourced all of it. So when you build your businesses, when you build your products, when you build your future on these things, you're not just finding a better payment system. You're not just finding a better security. You're inheriting 50 years of technology. And understand that things are no longer siloed. All this technology is interoperable. This can plug in with anybody's system. If you have a business today, you could be in Midnight City. Case in point, my brother runs a Nintendo repair service called Hoskinson. We actually manufactures the original Nintendo NES that we had when we were kids. They're off patent, we can do that, you know, it's great. We're integrating like a storefront for it inside this game. Why not? For a distribution for homebrew. And then we started thinking, well, why can't we associate original IP that's in the homebrew market with NFTs? And then we started thinking, well, how do we do a royalty management system? And then we realized we could do it for any DRM product and any license. Okay, that's a generic capability. It's in the game now. The same rails as a payment system, the same rails as a securitization, because what if people really like the game? Well, I want to crowdfund it. How do you crowdfund? Well, it's like an ICO. Remember the old days where we did that? Well, now you have a system for it. You can pre-fund things, early release model, very common in games. It's all there. And here's the crazy part. Humans don't even have to be involved in that anymore. The agent knows what games you like to play. You give it a budget. Buy me some stuff every month. Just shows up in your mailbox. That's the future. That's where 2030 is going to be. That's where the next billion users is going to come from. So thanks for coming here to SALT. It's a great event. I love Jackson Hole, actually. It's a beautiful place. This is a beautiful hotel, and I really do enjoy this conference. And there's some great people here building great things. And do understand that the bear market's going to go away. There will be another bull market, and these are the kinds of things that are going to get us there. Stuff like this is going to bring billions of people into the cryptocurrency space. It's going to bring trillions of dollars in. And we're going to stop looking at coin market cap as the front page of cryptocurrencies. And we're going to start looking at these things as the front page. That's my prediction. So thank you all for coming. Cheers.